Hello, Shitu. Meeting is on, please. Meeting is on. This is 3 o'clock. That's why the meeting environment has been opened before now. And I'm admitting people in now. I'm admitting people in already. No problem. Yes. How are you, gentlemen?
Fine, sir.
Sounds very
fine, sir.
Oh, great.
Fine, sir.
You can unmute. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, sir.
This is just a general short meeting with everybody soon.
Yes, sir.
Well done, everybody.
How are you? That's Isaku Mafindi. How are you, sir?
Yes.
We are fine,
Well,
sir.
from Taraba State.
Taraba, great.
Yes, sir.
It's only smart city that can bring people together like this.
Of course. Only technology can bring people this close.
That's it. That's right. So you can share your video. Let's see your face. Let's fraternize.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see KANO also just joining in.
How are you?
So you can help share information on the forum for others to know that the meeting time is up.
Okay, I will post it in WhatsApp, on WhatsApp group, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll just be very, we'll not take too much of the time. We'll just go straight to the point of trying to introduce ourselves. And that will enable us all also meet with the core faculty from Harrisburg University.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, how are you?
Mr. Leo Ayuba.
Yes.
I'm fine. You're from BAUCHI State?
Yes, I am from BAUCHI State.
Okay, nice to meet you. I'm from AKWA State.
AKWA.
Yes, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Same here.
Good afternoon, my auntie.
How are you all? Yeah, I can see KANO. I can see IBOM. I can see, yeah, BAUCHI.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I can see TARABA. There's somebody that is double barrel here.
Yeah.
TARABA, how are you?
TARABA. Thanks, sir. Well done.
Oh, great. We could not get.
Hello, sir.
How are you? Is that Mohammed Abubakar? Can you unmute yourself? Please, everyone, unmute yourself. Let's see your faces.
Yeah. Yeah. Good afternoon.
How are you? Are you the one from?
I'm fine. This is Mohammed Abubakar from FCT.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I was just to complain to you. Not get Professor Ajia to complete his nomination, so we have to just move ahead. So just feeling that any moment from now, we could be getting more people as well as have an interaction with Professor Amjad. Like I said it today, is just like a preamble. We just want to meet ourselves and Professor Amjad talk to us. Program next week. But before then, let me just share that here is Amos Emmanuel. If you call me youth, I'm not more than that. I'm not less than that. We have done our bit. We're only showing back. Amos Emmanuel is actually from AKWA. I'm from a development area of AKWA State. And though being born in Lagos and being in Lagos, I don't joke with all my areas and the state, and at the same time, I take everybody for the national identity. So actually, I run programmer software, and programmer software is into the business of developing and offering homemade software to capital market in Nigeria, and some other people use my software outside Nigeria too. In a way, I had to register and incorporate a foundation some 10 years ago that is called Programmers Foundation. And Programmers Foundation has been there to see how we leverage on what we know, what we've been doing to assist the generations behind us in so many ways. And some of the records you get later on. But at any rate, going forward, we can all understand that the world is turning perhaps a lot more difficult. If it can be difficult for some of us who have been there in the game, one wonders what it would have been like for those of you. So we've used our foundation in many ways to achieve a whole lot. And when I say my foundation, this does not mean it's actually one big agency of CSR. It's a CSR that I use my blood to get. Because one, I sometimes may believe I don't have a government or certain entities that might care for what I do. I don't give a damn about that. I just do what is possible that I do, and that is what takes me to this point. So I will not tell anyone that you keep doing what you know how to do. And those who know what you are doing may appreciate what you do, and they will encourage you to keep doing what you know, doing what you're doing. That is the stage Programmers Group is at the moment. Programmers have had the opportunity of, like I say, volunteering and serving the world at different stages. Like I currently operate as the eminent national expert on the UN World Summit. When you speak such big English, people will think somebody pays you for that service. No, it's sheer volunteerism. And what does this mandate me to do? This mandates me to speak for anybody in this country that has innovation that is having some positive social impacts and economic impact to this society that can be shown to the world. So every national expert of the World Summit Awards across almost over 180 countries around the globe, this is what we do. And what we do yearly is to seek for innovation from across Nigeria, particularly for what I'm doing. And I showcase this innovation from brilliant Nigerians. I don't care where they're coming from. And to be frank with you, Nigeria has not been doing bad innovation. So the main thing now is that by the time I actually floated what I call the innovation bed, which is actually what we're doing now, innovation bed is actually to bring together this energy, this synergy that can actually properly put our youth in the right track, and they can perhaps reappraise themselves and consider what new areas they need to upskill themselves to become relevant in the nation for which we say they are the future of tomorrow, or the future leaders of tomorrow. If you're a future leader of tomorrow and you don't have the right mantle, you've not picked your baton, you know, to exercise the proper knowledge of what you need to do tomorrow. Tomorrow will just be like the past we've had. I'm sure you've heard that we plan for a Vision 2020. As soon as the Vision 2020 and the 2020 is here with us, even the elders have actually moved it because they keep looking for new goalposts. And that means perhaps we probably didn't have any assignment on our hands to solve. So, and that is why we are here. We keep hearing things like 2030, 2050, if perhaps we'll be looking at 20, God knows what that will be next. But at any rate, in the course of the World Summit, we've been able to move and showcase products from Nigeria many years in the past. And even last year, I celebrated a Nigerian product called Carrot.ng in Portugal. And the year before last, 2018, Nigeria was also celebrated with a product that Nigeria won by a product called Truckit.ng. You can actually look for these products online. Truckit.ng won under the Smart Settlement and Urbanization category of the competitions. And then you have Carrot.ng won under the e-business and commerce category. And even currently, I'm currently marking products. That is why on the forum there, where you saw the forum that we call the socials, is just where we keep everybody. We can actually post anything, we can discuss anything there. And I create sessions like this to interact when I have programs like this for us to deal, so that we'll be able to relate and communicate more effectively. But we keep the socials that anybody can post anything in there, because when you say innovation, we really cannot take innovation out of socials, anyone's social life. So Nigeria has actually been doing well in this direction. And my work has just been to mentor, my work has been to promote, my work has been to spread the awareness that people need to get to do what they need to do. And why do we have to do this? Our leadership may not even know what they are doing, and we're just, what we just do here is to keep wailing. So the only thing you can do is rather for you to be able to innovatively produce what can help people in leadership. You need to innovatively help people in leadership. And until you have innovations that leaders can use to make their services much more relevant to the citizens that they are engaging, then you may not be helping much. And that is actually the new world today, that rather than make the noise, rather than complain, the question will be, what have you done to help the leaders? Because even as we speak, politics is finding level. Politics is being disrupted right now by by technologies. So very soon, as you can see, this disruption is actually is actually an opportunity for some of you who know what to do and what to offer to your various communities. So the World Summit on one hand, then particularly on the ICT4Seeds that you may have been hearing, ICT4Seeds is actually an organ of the United Nations, and is actually a partnership that we have with them, and I've been on that working group for about 10 years. The professor that will be joining us, I know our time today, there's actually something I was trying to worry about yesterday, about our GMT +1, and what that could be for the part of where he is in the US in Pennsylvania. Whether our GMT +1 will mean his own 10, 11 or thereabouts, that might be the concern now, but I think as I talk, I will perhaps be checking out whether he's actually buzzing me somewhere. Or I'll be checking whether he's buzzing me somewhere so that I don't miss him to join us. He's joining us obviously will be very, very shortly, because we really can't tie him down for so long until the program after is what I really would need him for. So I will need to be checking as well to be confirming that I don't have a buzz that I'm ignoring. Okay? Or perhaps I just send him a message that we are on. So the prof is actually someone that we've worked together in the last 10 years. We met first in 2010 at the UN headquarters some years back. And it was actually a high panel meeting that we had, and Nigerians and some Nigerians, my colleagues, were actually with me. And we witnessed when the UN had a solution that they were actually designing for the developing countries. And what was this? It was called SPACE. SPACE means strategic planning, acquisition, and control education. So what the SPACE framework was supposed to do for developing countries and small islands was to be able to articulate development strategies for which, if you are a president, if you're a councillor, if you are a local government chairman, if you know a bit of some of these things, you perhaps will be able to do the kind of things you do without wasting scarce funds of the public. And that goes to see how we can make our public servants a lot more, do I say, more accountable, and that they're able to know what they're supposed to do, and they are perhaps able to do the kind of things that the citizens will be able to benefit from what they do as they are in their office, various offices, in whatever various capacities. You agree with me that most of the time, the kind of decisions some of our leaders take today can be very, very wrong. Some of them may be that they have some construction to do, like having to tie a road. Every road has its finite measurement, has a finite set of materials that you need to use for the construction of such a road. For you to be a local government chairman, you perhaps will be the only local government chairman in the world and the first who may be having a road to tie or has tied a road before. And what this project is to do is that if the rest of the world have principles of strategic planning where they need to put their thoughts behind certain methodologies and frameworks of determining how the certain decision support systems that encourages them to take the right decisions before they spend a Nigerian kobo. Before you spend a kobo, why haven't you done some planning, some researching, what we need to do? But you'll find out that most of our leaders, what they do is that they've started spending money and perhaps they don't even know what they plan to do yet. So these have become a major problem. Yes. And the people sometimes have a share of this problem. And when I say the people, you and I belong to that class of people, because if you have specific services that you have actually talked about, that you have actually produced, that are usable by these government people, perhaps we can actually tame them with innovation. And this is actually the kind of direction. And when we say smart city, we are overdue today as a developing country, and we sometimes say we are giants of Africa. We've been too giant for too long. You know, the federal government, particularly our Honorable Minister for Communication Ministry, Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy, actually aspires that Nigeria embraces digital economy. And you agree with me, no nation has gone to purchase a digital economy if it is not built by its people. So what are we planning to do here? Like, if you can look at my background here,
Yes.
Innovation Bed hopes to achieve is that you have three different circles. The very first, at the extreme end there, is a circle where you have to collaborate with people, you have to share ideas, you have to innovate and create products. Before you do that, no man is an island. So the first ball there, which I'm sure some of these graphics will begin to see them soon, there are places where even as a foundation, we have to interact with people around the world, look out to world and all of that. And the central ring here is actually something showing the replica of the kind of communities that all of us are coming from. Forget the fact that you are privileged to be in a flat. Some of us are not in flats. Some of us are in, ghettos. I know what this means. You know what the kind of shanties that people live, the kind of environments and communities that people live. That is the commonest and the real communities of Africa as we speak. So for us to do something about that, people living there have to innovate their environment for us to begin to think and see the kind of desirable communities that are more livable. So, and that takes us to the last of the ring, that which is this ring, and the kind of things you see in this ring, you'll see very high-rise buildings. Sometimes most of these high-rise buildings to rise. They are, they are automated. This entire city is automated. For you to arrive at that place, we say that as Nigerians, your community is not going to pay or purchase any one of these if you don't actually offer yourself. That opportunity that you now have to think as to what develops your local community and give it, move them to the desired, smart communities that people will desire going forward. And in that environment, so many things will come to play. You have to work around open government and citizens engagement. You have to work around e-business and commerce. You have to work around your e-learning and education, which is very critical. You have to work around health and well-being. You have to work around culture and tourism. You have to work around, inclusive empowerment. And of course, environmental green and energy is key. And of course, lastly, we look at the smart settlement and urbanization. So all those are the things that the United Nations World Summit Award actually considers as the kind of contributory content that people should begin to innovate within and be able to produce products that are helpful, that can actually hold the community expected standards that we want of our community. So that being said, the innovation bed actually from the name, innovation bed simply means that all of us go to bed every day and you have to lay your bed. If you do not lay your bed in the right way for tomorrow, your bed remains what it is that you've been laying. In fact, it may not be different from the mats that we are familiar with. So we brought up what we call the innovation bed. The innovation bed is not only about Nigeria. We call it innovationbed.africa. If you've been to the portal before, that is just like the basic and smallest of the information that we have now. And some of you, even here, will be the ones to even grow these things over time. And I must say that by the end of this program, we actually hope to partner with people who are serious about it, aspire to do some serious things around their communities, and we are not afraid to work. We are not afraid of opportunities, and we take the risk and the necessary things that we need to do to ensure that we can actually give ourselves what we think can make us and empower us to do what we need to do. And the strategy we had to use was to engage government people, because I see you as civilians. Some of you may have the opportunity of working in government. It's just a chance. But for me, for one, don't have a government. I make them to work because I do their work. but not because I want to do anything with them, because like this program, for instance, some people may think, oh, they want to turn it into a political program, and that's the last I want to do with any state. I want us to ensure that this program can be driven in the right manners that are more beneficial to the people under them, and not because it's used for political agenda and things like that. And that is why we really don't give a hoot as to whether a government somewhere wants to give it a political coloration or not, because it's strictly an NGO issue, and it's about the time we are having to move this off the ground, and we are getting started with the agreements of ICT4IDS to have agreed to have actually allowed us to do this for free for a start, and we are quite happy that this can happen. What other thing I need to do? I'm sure over time we will be hearing. Perhaps at this stage, we can share one or two experiences. I want to pick on, somebody here does a product called food.ng. What state is that?
Katsina State.
Called food.ng. What state is that?
That's Katsina State.
That's Katsina State. You see, why I mention this is that you need to innovate. It doesn't cost you anything to innovate. If you think you need money to innovate, forget it. You use your brain to innovate. Then assistance come thereafter when people see what you've done. Don't forget you are a Nigerian. If for what I'm doing here, I call on anybody and say, please give me money for what I'm doing, I'm training the youth, I'm doing this. They'll just look at you as a black, bloody Nigerian. And nobody gives you the respect you deserve. And I don't take anyone's shit, quite frankly. So you must be a very confident person that is doing what you need to do. And a government that respects what you're doing should give you the respect that you need, that you desire, and be able to support you. And that is actually what we crave for. They need to be able to support you for doing the right thing. And I know some of us are actually doing very intelligent things. And of course, from your CVs that I've seen, I would actually say that you obviously will have the opportunity to be able to speak about yourself before we can actually have an external discussion. Let me see, in no particular order. Okay. In no particular order, let me take on KANO. I'll take on KANO. Our Sonny Bello. How are you, madam? You can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, madam.
Okay.
Great. Good afternoon, you're welcome. That's our Sonny Bello. Now, please just introduce yourself. Yes. What do you do? And how can you benefit any other person here?
Okay, my name is Sonny Bello. I'm from Kano State. I'm a computer scientist, a system analyst, and some software developer. So, nice meeting you all.
Thank you. How can you benefit us? Round that up. How can your work benefit us? Everyone.
I do my research on e-learning, electronic learning. So my research is based on tertiary institution. So I might advise my government to be using the e-learning or the electronic method of teaching in our tertiary institutions to ease learning and make things a little bit for students.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Ajawa Sonny Bello. Thank you. Thank you. Let me pick on a mail now. Let me pick on a mail. Mr. John, AKWA.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Did I call it well? Don't mind me. I say I'm from this state. I might not be very perfect. Bede Abasi John, is that right?
You're correct, sir.
Excellent.
You're correct, sir.
Your governor can be very difficult to reach. And you happen to be a colleague of mine in school, and so many of my colleagues work with them, but there are too many difficult guys in government. You see, let me just share that. Why I believe I need to engage the government about what you're doing is that after this program, I need them to be able to identify what you guys are doing and should be able to give all the support that you desire. So it was not an error that we have to go after them over this matter, and I don't owe them any begging. It is their job. So your state, I have to report them to you. They can be so sources. And I'm sure my colleague, Mr. Ennis, knows this. They're all my friends, but then once they're in government, I give them a gap. So go ahead, please.
Of course. Okay, my name is Bedabasi John. I am a technician. I'm an instrument technician, and I'm an ICT enthusiast. I believe my work can benefit my students. Over time, I've done some research on renewable energy, and when I look at our country, we tend to focus all our efforts towards generating power. And I know that power will fuel industrialization in our country. So we're focusing on one way of generating power. And I know that if we actually diversify, so much sunlight in the western Nigeria here, we are not seeing enough of that. I know when we take the whole step, make the effort of harnessing what we have, we can actually achieve something great, because industrialization can be the power backbone of industrialization in a very great way.
That sound, I have to raise your voice a bit. That sound looks a bit low. Can we hear Mr. John very well?
Oh.
Excellent, better. And
okay. So I was talking about power.
Mr. John, information, please. I want to just pass an information. Professor Amjad just says at 3 o'clock our time,
okay, sir,
that he's joining us in 1 hour's time, meaning that because he actually knows the idea that today that there was going to be like an hour roll over time across the globe. So I'm sure that is what may have happened, because at 3 o'clock, I can see he told me that we will connect on Zoom in 1 hour. So we can just go ahead. So meeting him will just be for us to meet him around. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So I was specifically talking about power, that in Nigeria here, we tend to focus all our efforts on generating power. Now, for power generation, we tend not to diversify, and that is very harmful towards our efforts, because when we don't diversify, we have so much sunlight. And as a physicist, I'm a graduate of physics. I know that for every square meter, we have about 1,360 watts per square meter. And this is great power that we are not harnessing. Meanwhile, power can serve to be a backbone of the industrialization that we aim to achieve in our country. So I know that, for example, you go to some government offices and you see them without power, and then it becomes difficult. You see people in government offices, most of them are not computer literate. Their record keeping is so archaic. All these are things that can be alleviated by technology. So these are the ideas to improve the efficiency.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. John. Let's move that. Let's go to Edo. Endurance. Ebehi Wialu. Am I right?
Yes. You are right, sir.
No, it's not right. Please correct me. If you are supposed to be a compiler, what should it be like? It should be Ebehi Wialu. Because, in fact, you having to translate things to your local dialect will happen in this program. You'll get to see that very soon. So,
yes, endurance, Ebehi Wialu.
Ebehi Wialu, right? Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, Ebehi Wialu, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, we are looking at, in Edo State here, we are looking at how we can make a
that sound is bad from Endurance. That sound was bad from Endurance.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very well. Go ahead.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that over time in Edo State, we are trying to make the children in school to understand coding.
Oh, that is having to teach.
Can you hear me?
Having to teach youths coding, right?
Yes, coding, yes, on how to be able to code their, use computer languages to create animations for themselves. And we've run this program for 2 years. We partner with SAP, we call it African Code Week. We have run it for twice now in Edo State. Normally we run this program during the long holidays. And I want to look at the Edo State government as well too. The civil servants, we're trying to make sure that everyone is computer literate so that they can be efficient in their job as well too.
Excellent.
We're trying to phase out the paperwork in the civil servants.
That's very good.
And we'll be putting all our efforts because I'm in the ICT department, the training unit specifically. Now we'll be trying to see how we could eradicate the illiterate, the people who probably don't know how to use the computer system. And over time we'll be doing that. And I believe we are still doing more. And sometimes we partner with these IDP camps, they call us for training, and we'll be able to carry out some trainings on IDP camps that we have in Edo State as well too.
Excellent. Thank you, Endurance. I quite appreciate it.
Many more.
Yeah, your nominee, the officer that nominated you is actually a very known, technology expert that I've known for many years. And it was, I'm sure, for her to have picked on you for this program. I'm sure you have made a very good So what we plan to really do is to ensure that we bring as much of this knowledge as possible on board so that this can be properly put together in each of the states so that we can have more ambassadors for this project so that at the end, we really should be able to have like a brand new set of employment and new kind of services that we can actually share to government, to public sector for them to take advantage of. And don't forget that this program will actually lead to what we call the CITO project. That is the Certified Technology Officers. That's like certification in Information Technology Officers of Government. You see, why we are picking on Professor Amjad is because one, for his experience, and he's also the lead consultant at the United Nations ICT4IDS. So when it comes to government issues, he has all their secrets in our palms. You know, this is somebody who will share with me that Nigerian governments will, they'll take a tour to countries where they have smart city projects blossoming. And what they just do is just to talk to those places just for sake of touring, not that they really have any good plans back home. How would you say you are taking a tour because of smart city? Smart city has to actually germinate from the seed that you have sown from your local environment as a government. But they've turned it to tourism, as it were. And I think we're trying to change that. We're trying to change that narrative by really having people on ground that think about how they themselves can actually smartify their local environment. So thank you very much, Ms. Endurance. I will pick on, okay, FCT, please. FCT. Do I have FCT?
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, sir.
Please go ahead. That is the man I say is double barrel. Okay. But then, representing FCT, go ahead, please. Mohamed Abubakar.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I am Mohamed Abubakar. I was born and brought up in TARABA State, Jalingo, and I based now in Abuja. I worked as the Federal Judicial Service Commission as an administrative officer. I think one of the reasons why I feel is so important for me to participate in this program, when we look at the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, I think each and every one of them touched one way or the other of life of every human, regardless of where he or she is. And I'm going to focus on this SDG 16, that is peace and justice, because my organization is related to peace and justice and is inside Supreme Court complex. So I think if I can be able to learn some maybe new things or ideas that I can use it to promote this idea of peace and justice, because we find it difficult here to get people that can create awareness in the country, especially when you look at people that are coming to create maybe some riots along the road and all these kind of things. They have, some of them has a lack of having awareness of what is the meaning of peace and what peace can bring to the society nationally or globally. So I think that is the main reason why I feel if I can be focused to that, I will make positive contribution to the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, FCT. Thank you so very much, FCT. Let me go back to a female. Can we have Mr. Messi Igbe? Hello, how are you? Mr. Igbe, how are you?
I'm at peace, sir.
Great, great, great. Let's meet you.
Yes, so I'm a software engineer, and so I'm focused on building web applications and.
Can we hear you louder, please? Can we hear you louder?
Yeah, I'm a software engineer.
Excellent.
I focus on building softwares, and then so far I work for companies and I work with a team of people to build solutions for our local community. I was also part of the, I was also the lead while I was in school for Google Students Developers Club, a club where Google tried to empower Africans by giving them resources to learn and up their technical skills while they are in school. So I was the lead for my school, and before I handed over to someone when I was done. So far, the desire for me is getting into software engineering was a rough path for me because I had to finance myself all through the process, from being able to afford a computer. I think all through my schooling, right until I completed my secondary school education, I never had a chance with a computer. So I did a diploma in school, and after the diploma, I worked for some years, was able to raise money and buy a laptop from the contribution I was doing. So the desire for me is over this part of the world, that's the Akwa Ibom part. We have few persons that are interested in software, that are interested in tech generally, most especially the female folks. So you rarely see female that are into software, that are into engineering. So and then the ones that are going to school to study engineering or to study computer science, they go out and come out with no skill, just the theory. That's what they were shown in school. So my organization, or a sort of an NGO that I did, tends to bridge the gap between theory and practical aspects of life. So I want to be able to, I aim to empower students, most especially the teenagers, because I feel teenagers have a lot of time on their hands. They are still under their parents, and aside from what to eat and what to wear, they have time to learn and experiment with a lot of things. So I aim to bridge the gap between theory and practicals of what's taught in school. The foundation I run empowers students, empowers young people generally with a computer. And aside the computer, we also give them access to resources, paid courses and free courses to learn whatever they want to learn, depending on what they are passionate about. So that's what I stand for. I stand for educating young persons and making them, like, exposing them to technology early, thereby they now move on to build solutions, because if we educate people, they are the ones to build the solution for our society. I always tell people it is not the Americans or the white people that will come and develop our community. It is us that will develop our community. So in order to make that happen, we need to empower our people. We need to train our people so that they can build solutions that will benefit us.
So thank you very much, Messi. I quite share with your thoughts there. When you say you do software development as a woman, I can sincerely understand what that means. This is not a common stuff. For you and Majiawa Sonny Bello is not a common decimal that women will be in this stuff of yours. So we quite appreciate this, and quite frankly, you get to see why our innovation bed project for women really would have a very strong and solid base across the country, because quite frankly, even way back then, because I did computer science first, but then you see, when you do computer science, you get testier in the sense that it looks you've not done anything yet.
Yes.
You know, computer science is such that is given to people today in a very wrong manner. You don't just teach computing and you don't give the person an area of application he needs to specialize to bring food to his table. And that's a very wrong scenario, and it's a very wrong situation that we've seen ourselves. But we can't actually blame the system. This system has been so for so long. In our own time, you said you don't have computers. I wonder what you would be saying we had at those days, if there were computers. There are really no computers. Most of us learned Fortran and have to punch our cards. The only thing we see are key punch machines that people punch our instructions for us. And the machine, the IBM mainframes to process our instructions, we never see them. We just put our jobs after punching, we tie our punch cards, we put them through what we call a pigeonhole, and somebody inside the computer room will now pick our jobs tied and begin to see how this can now go onto the mainframe machines and get it processed. And once done, they will now tell us that our jobs are ready. What does that mean? When they say your job is ready, it means that the machine has processed your instruction. If you had 1 line of error or 20 lines of error, it is at the point where you are going to pick the paper that you know that you had an error. And you have to go back to the key punch room, punch and correct. You can go back to the pigeonhole and come back to the key punch room as many times as you can finish correcting your errors. And we've never seen the computer. So I can imagine what you guys think. You're even having laptops now, you're enjoying. And people do developments on smartphones. So life is even a lot better today, I must say. But at any rate, quite frankly, computing should be taught in a manner that you have an area of application, so that by the time you are offering your service, you must be solving a problem for somebody who now gives you a reward for your service. Sorry, I will say that I'm not a respecter of the word job, because there's nothing like job anymore. Babas, there's nothing like that anymore. The only thing you see today is called service. And what that word means, I offer you an activity, you evaluate that activity, and you give me a reward for it. But look at what job means. I employ you onto a job, you count for me 30, 31 days, and end of month, you get what is called a salary, whether you work for me or not. There is no free lunch, and the world is no longer in that direction. Are you with me? So what I mean is, it may not be the same way going forward, quite frankly. You need to be doing something and earning something, and that is service and actually not jobs per se that you'll be looking for. So thank you very much for that wonderful delivery, Messi. I'll pick on one other person I find here from Ogun State, Mr. Olubenga Shitu. Mr. Olubenga Shitu, please, let's meet you. Who are you? What do you do? And how can you influence us? Perhaps, Shitu, when was it the time you have heard the word innovation bed and this ICT4IDS project, because you're an old person in this case. Shitu, unmute. Hello, Mr. Shitu, are you with us? Hello, Mr. Olubenga Shitu, Ogun State. Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Good evening.
First, before you speak.
Okay.
I have a problem with your government in Ogun State. Everywhere I have a friend, everywhere I have a friend, I don't know why. I don't like all of them. In your state, I have a, who is that? The chief of staff of Ogun State is a colleague of mine and we are classmates.
Interesting.
But it may not be easy to interact with all those people because once they're in government, forget it. And I don't know how to chase after people. If you send a message, you perhaps we won't get any feedback and all of that. But at any rate, we'll keep doing our work, but I will command them to do what they need to do because after your project, they must meet with you. Thank you. Please go ahead, Mr. Shitu.
Okay, thank you, everyone. I'm Shitu Joseph Olubenga. Well, a software developer, an entrepreneur, a founder, whatever you want to call it. So I've been developing for quite a while, develop applications. There was a time I actually dabbled into embedded development as well. But currently, we play in the transport industry because we have a software that actually automates interstate travels, the processes of interstate travel companies. By the grace of God, I've actually, had a little impact in that industry in the sense that I built currently what GIG is actually, GIGM, God is Good Motors, what they're actually riding on. So I could actually relate to them, Mercy Hikwe, in the sense that how we started programming. I also actually started that way too. When we started programming, not like what our guys actually, we're not doing punch cards, but then we actually started, we actually started in a way that, despite the fact that there is laptop and there is everything there, but then the environment wasn't actually conducive because you're trying to survive on one hand, and on the other hand, you're also trying to plan for your future. So the whole thing was actually it wasn't interesting, But then we just have to go ahead with the hope that we can actually make a difference. And here we are today. So in order to give back to the community, I've actually been, trying to train up one or two people. I've been training up people. As a matter of fact, I've actually trained up people that are working today. I remember one of them, a lady I actually met at the ATM point. She was trying to, trying to withdraw money. At the same time, while on the queue, she was reading a note of HTML. And I was behind her, I was just peeping. So what's she reading? HTML? Hey, you're reading, you're doing theory with programming. This is where you will remain. And I just have to tap her. I say, what are you reading? She said, I'm studying programming. You're studying programming with HTML notebook. Okay. So we chatted, and then by God's grace, I brought her home, and then I added her to the batch I had then, about 5 of them. And they ended up being, at least 2 of them ended up being very serious to the point of getting professional with what they are doing. Today, I can actually say those people plus others, they're actually working right now. So I've actually, because of what I've gone through while trying to be a software developer, I actually have been training young people. I've been training young graduates. That's the nature I've actually been training. I've been training young graduates so that when they come out of school, they still have this hope of, they don't understand what the market, is, what the job market is. And then everybody just come in and then they just say, we're just gonna get job in the next 2 years, get married, blah, 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 get this, get that. At the end of the day, plans don't always go as planned. So what I've been doing is to actually train young graduates who are interested in making a change. So, and I've been doing that for free, of course. I've been doing that for free. And I thank God today that we actually have results of people who have gone through this training and are useful to themselves and at the same time to the society. So, but the question is, what do I actually stand for? What do I stand for? Now, before I tell you what I stand for, I'll first of all throw up a little story. There was this time about a few years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago, my daughter fell sick, and then we went to the hospital. After everything, she was treated. So we got back home. Another time again, she got sick, and then we went back to the same hospital.
What time is capital?
What's next is they don't even have the record of what had actually transpired in the past. In other words, here in Nigeria, we don't keep records. We don't keep records, you know. We don't even know we don't even value what they call data. So we just keep it lying around. We just keep it, you know, go here and there. We can't even pinpoint what has happened in the past. The truth is, the data of this country, they are all still in hard copy. And so what happens when there is allegation of corruption? It becomes easier. They just throw fire in there and everything, boom, everything is gone. So what do I stand for? I stand for the digitalization of my state. I want my state to be digitalized. I've been training people, which is one thing which we'll keep doing. And as a matter of fact, which this platform is actually, has provided us with the opportunity. So I want to continue that training young people to get empowered, in training young people to believe in themselves that they can do what they thought is unachievable. And at the same time, to work with the government of my state and eventually, peradventure, the whole of Nigeria, to achieve the aim of the goal of digitalization, so that at the click of a button, of course, in a more secured way, you know, every innovation has its own, let me use the word, Nigerian word, wahala. So you don't have to run away from the fact that when we get digitalized, there will be anonymous will come and start stealing on our data, blah, blah. Well, yes, that's a problem that we'll have to face. But when we get to that point, we'll face it and we'll have it resolved.
Thank you, Shifu. Right, thanks. I'll take BAUCHI next so that we can actually all, we would have gone around before the time for Prof joining us. BAUCHI, how are you? Aliu Ayuba.
Yes.
Aliu Ayuba actually came through the Bureau for ICT in BAUCHI State. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, excellent. So please, let's meet you. Let's meet you.
My name is Ali Ayuba from BAUCHI State ICT. The program we are running currently, you know, the previous government, this abundant ICT sector, they don't invest in ICT. So the present government comes. We have a team. We organize a team. We want to go to every local government. We have a project we named digital inclusion, so that the local people, how to get local people into technology, into digital age, to use technology very well. So we organize a team. We have 20 local governments. Every local government, we give them three persons to go and discuss with the local channels, so that all of the people in the state, the local people, we can include them in digital age, so that we know the benefits of the digital. Likewise, in the health sector, we have a project there, e-health for BAUCHI State. So we start running it by this present administration. We'll put us inside the budget, so that in the next couple current project we are running.
Thank you very much, Maliu Ayuba. I can understand the great works you guys do there because I'm in touch with Ajia. She was actually on our program when we started this public sector projects, and she really can understand where we are going. So, and I know over time, Bauchi State is actually one of those states I know will be taking this project really more seriously for its expansion in the states because, you know, sometime obviously I would also be, I'll be in Bauchi. So thank you very much, Bauchi there. Can we have, who is next? Abubakar Yusuf, have you spoken?
No, sir.
Okay, please, yes, please. Your time.
So good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Abubakar Yusuf. I'm from KATSINA State. So what we actually do here in KATSINA is that we develop. There's a lot of things, but we said, okay, let us start with the one that has the least wahala, like what one of our friends here said. We try to do many things. So we say, okay, because if you look into this modern world, many things, there's a lot of opportunities. So me and my team, we are actually in number. Both of us, we are studying software engineering. So the two are not currently here in Nigeria, only me that is here. So we say, okay, let us start with one that will not take us time and one that we can execute in time. Then we develop one delivery company. It's a mobile app, which currently we are done with the Android application, which you can order finished goods from food from restaurants, to bread from bakeries, to suya from suya spots, and snacks from anywhere around in the main city of KATSINA. So currently we are done with that, and we have a customer app, we have a partners app, then we have an agent app. The customer app is the one from which people can order. Normal users can order anything from their nearest outlet. And then the partners app is the app that we after we make agreement with the partners, the ones that are the vendors, those that are doing business like a restaurant or bakery. So we give them a login details where they can be monitoring their sales. Also, where if they don't have item, they can make it not available, or if they have they want to edit their menu, they can edit. So we give them like somehow admin panel for them where they can do anything they like. They can even change the name of the restaurant. They can do discount. They can change price. They can do many things. So we give them that chance, which means that it's like their own digital shop. So as we are doing the partnership with them, we are telling them that we can control this your shop from this app, because whatever you are selling in your shop now, you can upload it. You can upload it into the internet. Also, you can do promo if you want to. You can do discounts. You can anything you can do. But anything you did, it will come into our office. Our admin, our central admin will cross-check what you have taught or what you have edited. So we from the office, we have to confirm the changes the person did, because people are not into this technology, so they won't understand what you are doing. And if they are making mistakes, people will thought it's us that are making the mistake. It's not from our partners. So we try to eliminate that mistakes. And the last thing we did is the agent app. So we are the ones that has the delivery network. So we developed a mobile application for our agents, where if a customer order the item, we verify it from office, from our company, then we forward it to the restaurant. And even if the restaurant don't has the chance or the capacity to assign someone to be confirming the orders or checking everything, then we say, okay, so anyway, let us do it this way. Because if we say we are waiting for the restaurant to do that thing, or the bakery or suya to confirm the order, I think we will not do the business. So we say, okay, so let us, even this one, we even develop it after we entirely finish the project. We say, this guy, they won't be accepting this order. And if they didn't accept the order, we can't do this business. Then we say, okay, let our admin from office be doing the verification. So after the customer did the order, if the restaurant or the partner is available, then they can do the verification. So, and accept the order. But if they are not, then admin from office will make some calls, then verify the order and make the item available and everything. Then we forward it to the agent. Then the agent will then will have the details of the person that did the order. He will have his phone number, he will have his address, and he has the pick off and the delivery points where he will pick the item and where he will deliver it. And he can even check map to see from where the item has to be picked if you don't know the place and where to deliver the item. So we develop all those things. From there, if the order enter to the agent app, agent will then call the customer, or even we don't need to call. We don't need to call because we have one system we put inside that tracking order. So any states, we can do it here automatically. So facing, you will just see from his tracking order, your order is on the way, your order is verified, your order is in process, and so on. So anytime the agent pick the order, he will see that his order is on the way. So the customer will know that, okay, my order is on the way. From there, he know that he is close to have his own delivery. So that is what we did for now, and I think is what we have started first before we move into other things. So for now, this is the only thing I can say we have done here in KATSINA, and gradually we are making some progress. Currently, we have over 300 orders, and we started less than 2 weeks ago. So people are patronizing, but there are some challenges and some things that we didn't expect. So they all come, but anyway, we'll try to push so that we can make this thing possible. Thank you all.
I'm sure at this stage, yeah, you agree that you are all innovators here. At this stage, I can see everybody is innovator here. So, quite frankly, okay, you have an assignment against when? I think it's due tomorrow. And I want to just know what your thoughts are on what you mean by smart city. On one hand, innovation has to do with you accessing a particular task now and imagining in what different way you can redo the task in a different manner, hoping to get a better result. If you cannot think of improving an existing system, then you're actually not innovating. So smart city, what are the challenges of today? What are the various aspects and opportunities that we all have? And I think that will. Now, Isiaku Mafendi.
Yes, sir.
You can unmute. Please.
Hello, sir.
Please, yes.
Okay, my name is Awal Isiaku Mafendi from Taraba State.
Now, Taraba State Minister of, is it Science and Tech? Sent your nomination.
Science and Technology.
Yeah, sent your nomination. And we do feel this will be of benefit back to that ministry, and of course to a whole lot of other institutions back in. And, of course, special regards because we are looking to engage all the other promoters that have nominated every party here. And let me just say that this project is a project that I've been on for almost 10 years now. And for us to actually have it go live now means that a lot of sacrifice must have actually gone in. And for that sacrifice to have gone in, we are not supposed to let it up. Because we feel that the best of what we have is what we should. I'm happy to say that Professor is joining us now. I've just admitted him. So please, you can speak. Okay, let me just receive Prof. So just spare me 1 minute. So let me just receive Prof.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Isa ba ku zo da ita ba.
Great. Good morning, sir. You're welcome, sir.
How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great, doing great. So I guess the time is exactly as you have mentioned yesterday about the 1 hour rollover.
Yeah. So it changed our time here. So I mean, we will be. We can change our time twice a year. So in once it changes in March and then in November. So we just had our November time change. So anyway, but we are going to continue this session. I think it's going to be next Saturday.
Next Saturday, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
So before you're joining us, I was also meeting my participants for the first time today online.
Okay.
So I will just mention some of them as well because we're not going to waste too much of your time. I have gotten the final outlay of the program that you sent yesterday, and I'll be sharing this with them before the program. So before you just joined us now, we were taking each of the participants, and let me say that Nigeria has about 36 states. That is in terms of regions. Yeah. So what we have done here, is to seek for nominations from each of the states. And because we are looking at the 10-15 bracket, we've been able to secure nominations from ministries of science and technologies of the various states. And here we are. And I perhaps will just get them one after the other or call so that they can actually at least say hello to you and share their names to you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But before we continue, here is my professor. Perhaps will be the only prof I've ever known for the longest. Professor Amjad. Professor Amjad Umar.
Hi, everyone.
Yes. Professor Amjad is actually very young at heart. And he's almost a Nigerian because what will make Nigeria grow to help other African countries, Professor Amjad is always there for us. So let me take Isiaku Mafindi of Taraba. You were to speak next, Abi. So Taraba, please just share who you are and please be welcome to the Amjad.
Thank you. My name is Awal Ishaku from Taraba State.
Okay.
I'm a software developer.
Okay.
I mostly develop softwares, enterprise softwares.
Okay.
For instance, result computation softwares, the one that take care of basic education certificate for Taraba State and for BAUCHI State. And I develop an enterprise application for Benue State Ministry of Education. And I've been organizing a lot of training for young people here because in terms of technology, Taraba State has been left behind, far behind. So I've been trying everything possible within our own power here to organize some seminars, workshop, code lab here, and we are kind of partnering with Google.
Okay, great.
So, to give different training for our community here, more especially Google Developers Group.
Okay. Right.
That is short. Short.
Okay, great. Let me have, let's go around again. Mr. John. Unmute. Hello. And who you are, let's have your contact. What state of Nigeria? Mr. John.
Okay.
Mr. John. Hello, Mr. John. Unmute yourself. Great. Please just 1 minute introduction. You have spoken before, but just a minute introduction And welcome, Professor Amjad. The state you are from. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you.
Yeah, we cannot hear you.
Your sound. Your sound.
As I've said before, okay, better now?
Yeah.
All right. You're welcome, Prof. Nice to have you join us.
Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. So basically as a technician, I see a very great challenge in the power sector. And I know that the power sector is the backbone of industrialization. And I have ideas on how to improve the power sector, especially in the public service, in our government offices, thereby enhancing their efficiency.
That sound is still husky. The sound is
okay.
still husky. But I tell you,
your sound is not coming out very well, John.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Is it better now?
Yeah, this is better. Yep.
Okay. I was saying I have a vision of alleviating the power challenges. Mostly in our government.
So Professor, he has power challenges. I am a technician. He has power challenges for focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know that if we can alleviate the power challenges, our government offices can function more efficiently, and thereby making their operations smoother, overcoming most more bureaucratic bottlenecks, and thereby improving Africa and the states as a whole.
Okay, good.
Good.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's have BAUCHI again. BAUCHI. Aliu Ayuba. BAUCHI states. Please, you can release your video. Let's meet you. If BAUCHI is ready. Is BAUCHI ready? Can we have KANO? KANO states. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
My name is Hawa Sani Bello from KANO State.
Okay, how are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. I'm a software engineer.
Okay, great.
And I do my research on e-learning. So my mission is to introduce e-learning in our tertiary institution to make learning easier and faster to our tertiary institution, and now also trying e-learning in our medical hospitals. We have even started, there are some main hospitals in Kano that are using this medicine in activities in the hospitals. So the e-learning I'm trying to introduce is for students to be able to interact well with the computer system and to be able to know more about computer, because most of the learning we do here is theory part. So we are trying to introduce the practical part. At least they should have knowledge of a computer science, especially our secondary school, that at the end of the year, they write an exam called JAM. They don't have any knowledge of computer science. So at least they should have
good
little knowledge to interact with the system, to know some application before they engage in tertiary institution. So that's my mission, and I'm
all right.
on it. I even do my research on it.
Thank you very much. Good.
Now, can we have Endurance?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Oh, very nicely dressed. I like your shirt.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to welcome the prof into the conversation.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
my name is, as I earlier said, my name is Endurance. I'm from Edo State.
Okay.
Edo State, and yeah, we are into the ICT training system in Edo State, and we'll be partnering with every other body. We, as I earlier said, we did African Code Week, not quite long. We have done it in 2 years now, teaching young children about coding.
Okay.
On how to code their, how to code how to code their software to enable for animations, to enable them for games and animations so that they can learn while they are younger. And secondly, other things we've done so far is the MDAs. We'll be able to pass the training through ICT training through the MDAs, the ministry, departments, and agencies in those states, trying to make sure that they are efficient in their job. And one thing the governor have done, even the past governor and this present governor have done for those states is that they'll be able to try to see how they can use e-governance. How to use
okay. Oh, great.
E-governance, yes. We at least in those states we are running very fast, and we're trying to take all the civil servants alongside in the public sector to make sure that we're able to train them to be able to embrace the system, and we can run as well to it.
Great, thank you, Edo State.
Thank you very much. Great. So far, I really like everybody. I mean, they seem to be all very devoted to the work.
That's
okay.
Right. That's right. That's
it's very, very good. Very, very good. Okay.
Can we have FCT, Mohammed Abubakar?
Hello, good afternoon, Professor Umar.
Hi, how are you doing?
Fine,
Hi,
nice.
Abubakar. Okay.
Yeah. Nice to have
know
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. My name is Mohammed Abubakar. I base in Abuja, Nigeria.
Okay.
And I work at Federal Judicial Service Commission.
Okay.
As an administrative officer.
Okay.
And apart from that,
I think your voice is breaking, Mohammed.
Yeah, Abubakar, your voice is gone. Hello. Hello.
Hello. You know,
wait. I'm sure he'll be back.
Okay, go ahead.
Mohammed, are you still there? Where to go? Oh, he's really having a connectivity problem. Let's have the other lady. Okay. Let's have
okay.
Messi, please. Hello,
Okay.
Messi, are you there?
Hi. Yes.
Hello.
I'm here. So my name is Messi, and my own initiative is to bridge the gap between the theory that students get to learn in school and the practical of what's being used in the world, because at the moment, the curriculum we are using in our Nigerian institutions are really outdated. So you can students in a university would go from level 1 to the final and does not know how to use Microsoft Word. It's as basic as that.
Oh, really?
Some know how to use a keyboard, or they don't even know what a mouse is. So what I do is to empower people, young persons with computers. So I also introduce them to resources that they can use to learn so they can build. Because the world of today is more of what you can offer that brings people to you. So we empower people with computer systems and link them up with resources, paid resources or free resources to learn whatever they are interested in.
Great.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much. Is Mohammed back? Is Mohammed back? I think we've had every other person here, right?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you have not. Oh, great. Okay, please. BAUCHI State. Yes, BAUCHI State.
Yes, sir. My name is Aliyu Ayuba from BAUCHI State. I am a professional programmer and research on artificial intelligence.
Oh, great. Okay.
artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Okay, good, good, very good.
What that we are running currently now in BAUCHI is digital inclusion. How to teach the villagers how to engage in technology with the knowledge of computer science.
Okay.
Our previous government is funded the ICT sector. That the present government is come to engage people with computer knowledge. Okay.
Okay.
So we organize a team so that we can go to every local government. We have 20 local government in Bauchi State.
Okay.
So we organize a team so that every local government will teach some things. They will go to local government and teach people, the villagers there. They will teach them how to use computer, how to know the modern technology we have, how to sell their product. Is a plant product, the crop, how to sell it in the local market using computer or using whatever, using Android. How they can contact people to come and buy their product.
Okay.
So we are trying to run it. We have a team that will deliver a lot of ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Abubakar Yusuf.
Very good.
Abubakar Yusuf, have you spoken?
Yes, yes. Good afternoon, Professor.
Good afternoon, Abubakar.
Yes. Yeah, my name is Abubakar Yusuf. I'm from KATSINA State, northern part of the Nigeria.
Okay.
What we do in KATSINA here, normally in the northern part of Nigeria, we are not good or investing in technology or in ICT. So this is the biggest challenge we are facing here. But with something, because if we say we are going big, so we are not going anywhere because there is some kind of problems or financially or technically. Then first we say, okay, let us start with something that we can implement in time. So currently we have developed mobile application. We currently finished with the Android app. So now we are in development of the iOS. So the delivery is, we partner with restaurants where people can order foods, and also bakeries where people can order breads, and suya is warm meat, it's a fried meat, and also snacks like burger and pizza. So we have developed that, and we have a customer app, we have a partners app and agent app. Also is our company that handle the deliveries. We have a network of delivery agents, which anybody that did the order, we used to deliver it in time because it's our network. So from the customer app, if person did the order, we pass it to the partners where they can accept the order and verify if the thing is still available, or if it is not available, then they start referring it. And even if they don't have time to accept the order, then we from our company or from our office, we do the verification, and also we confirm everything. We make some calls. Since they are not active on our application, then we make calls to make the thing available. Then we pass it to our agent, our delivery agent.
Okay.
Then the delivery agent will have the details of the person that did the order, like his contact, the delivery address, his phone number, his name, and also the pick-up location, and also the delivery location, where he can see it all in the Google Map. So this is what we have done for now. And successfully, we have achieved over 300 orders in less than 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
We have started.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
Great. Thank
Outstanding.
you.
Looking forward to working with you for the next 6 weeks. Okay.
Thank you very much, Abubakar Yusuf. Let's have Olubenga Shitu, Ogun State nominee, Olubenga Shitu. I'm sure Olubenga Shitu has heard of ICT4IDS for close to 10 years too. We've known for so long, and he's been that entrepreneur that has worked with me many years back. And he's also a serial entrepreneur. And I'm sure must have been hearing Professor Amjad all the while. Olubenga, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes, I've heard that for a long time, and it's a pleasure, sir, meeting you finally.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
So what do you do? Who are you?
I'm fine, sir. So I'm okay. What's the question, sir?
What do you do? Who are you? Introduce and welcome, Prof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a little bit about your background and what are you doing?
Okay, good. I've been a software developer for close to 15 years, and I've actually been developing softwares. I'm a co-founder of an application, of a startup. One of our applications actually play in the transport industry. I have over like close to 10 years in that industry that we've been playing in that industry. So what we're actually doing right now is to automate and digitize that industry. So our application, which is Transex, hosted an SaaS application, we're bringing in transport industries transport companies on board, and whereby we can actually help them, manage their processes. Currently, we have one of the top 5 transport companies in Nigeria that is actually on that platform. And as a matter of fact, I have actually started building an innovative, cutting-edge application in that industry. One of the leading technologically, I actually built that platform. So that has actually given me that exposure into that industry. And then and that's what I do as an entrepreneur. But when it comes to giving back to the community, I've actually been training young people, young graduates, the skill of software development. As a matter of fact, a few of my trainees, they've actually been working as an employee in other companies. So we just try as much as possible to ensure that the youths they have something tangible, a skill where they can, work with. Because if you compare what we have in Nigeria in terms of whether you study computer science, we actually taught something archaic, like Fortran, like Kobo. I don't know who uses all of those things. So at the end of the day, we come back and we are trying to, survive on our own. Try to learn one or two things on our own. And for the record, I actually do .NET, so I do all the .NET.
Okay, so you know .NET? Okay,
yes,
that's very good.
For close to 15 years, so all the stacks, so anything that comes in .NET, I can actually.
Thank you, Shitu. Thank you, Shitu. Thank you, Shitu.
Thanks.
That is,
thank you. Very good. Very good. All right.
Let's have Mr. Mohammed Abubakar back, FCT. I think his internet is good now. Abubakar.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, please, for the
disruption. Amongst us, Abubakar is a politician. And this program, is actually multidisciplinary. So go ahead, Abubakar.
Okay, thank you very much. I apologize for the internet connection failure before.
That's all right.
I actually, like I said, I do a lot of volunteerism. And one of the things that I did for my community, as I'm talking to you, there are 11 students that I got fully funded admission for them to study at Sharjah University, Al Qasimiyya. They are in Dubai right now. And apart from that, I do another, as in volunteerism to mentor Lebanese refugees. So I mentor a lot of them on how to get this kind of opportunity in order to develop themselves, especially the refugees that they don't have any access to high education and they are always sitting at home doing nothing. So I got to mentor them, and 3 of them has already gotten their admission. One is under Koika, is in South Korea, and the 2 of them are in Thailand. So this is so far what I do to help my community. Thank you.
Really, this is outstanding. Really, really great. It would be good to work with you.
Thank you so much.
Actually, it would be great to work with all of you. Thank you, Muhammad.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Yep.
So, Professor, that is all we have, and you can see they're all innovators in their respective corners.
Yes, yes, they are. I think it will be an honor to work with all of you. So, so let's see, very quickly, I'm going to send you some more information now. And as a first session, I think maybe, okay, so one thing we need to do is set up an email. So Amos, if you can set up an email list where all of us can be on the email, so that I can send the email and you can send the email. So I and everybody can just introduce them by just I got most of it, but like one paragraph about themselves. Just write down exactly their full name, their email address, and their background and what they're doing and what their areas of interest, just like one paragraph, that's it. So if I could get that by Friday, I will read through them. I think I have a very good idea and I'm very impressed by the people. I will really, I'm looking forward to this. And although I do have a program that we want to go through, but we will decide what is really best for everybody, and we'll just do that. No problem with that. I am really glad to meet everybody, and we will have our first session on November the 7th.
Yeah, 7th.
Right. And I want to make sure the timing is right because of the time change and all that. I am going to suggest, let's say that I start around 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. Here. So how far? What's the time difference now? Right. What time do you have right now?
This is 4:30 now, 4:30 p.m. now here.
Okay, so it's 8, it's like 10:30 over here, so it's 4:30 over there, so that means it is, okay, so you're 6 hours,
yes,
right, ahead.
I'll do that adjustment now from today's experience.
Yeah, 4:30. So 10, so 4:30 is, okay, I'll figure out, but so it is like 10:30 right now over here. So 10:30 here, and it's 4:30 over there. So I am thinking that maybe next week we could start around your time in Nigeria, maybe 2:30 or 2 p.m. And so what do you think of that?
2 p.m. is good, sir.
Good, sir.
2 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 2 p.m. your time. All right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
2 p.m. our time, yes.
Yeah, 2 p.m. your time, and that will be fine. We are going to put the content, the material that I'm going to use. I will put that on Moodle. Like there is a learning management system. We can use this system for the Zoom system for the lectures and things of that nature. And in the lectures, I don't think we all need to see each other. We can just, as long as we can get comments and, voice and things of that nature. So that will be good. So the first session will be just the introduction. I think I mean, we can do the introductions through email, but I will introduce the content. What exactly is it that we want to do? And then after the first session, then I will have an idea of what will be of greatest value to all of you, and then I can change the subject matter based on that. I know that there are some of you are interested. Well, there are a lot of very good software engineers already on it. So what I will do is talk about the different type of government services and needed in the communities, and will assign projects for all of you to work on, and you know, so there will be like so one of the questions that I have is that can we form teams here, or will everybody work individually? What do you think, Amos?
No, teams can be formed. Teams can be formed.
Okay, so like a teams of 3 or something like that.
3.
Yeah, 3 will be good.
Right.
So each team can choose a kind of a location or a region that they want to really transform through government services, and what kind of digital technologies will be needed, and what kind of education. I mean, what would be needed. So we will do the 6-week course. The way I'm going to run it is that in the first 3 weeks, we will just choose locations and do an analysis of what is needed there. And then we will, at that time, we will also create hubs, like an education hub, a e-government hub, e-health hub, all those. And some of those have been already formed. Remember, we did that so we can bring them back. So every one of the team will have, or every team will have a hub that they can work on, and you can post your materials on it. We can all see it, and then you can also collaborate with each other. So that's the general idea that I have, that it will be a collaboration network, and you will learn how all these things are put together. You will have access to a tool that allow you to yourself develop hubs and portals, so that then you can have other students use it. I know many of you have interest in entrepreneurship, and you're forming your own companies. So we'll also show you how you can form your own company by using these hubs. So you will learn a lot of very practical type of messages from here. My hope is that maybe at the end of it, so we can combine all of these projects from different teams together into like a smart virtual city, where, you know, like let's say one smart hub is for healthcare, the other one is for education, there may be another one for transportation, there may be another one for e-governance, and so on and so forth. So we form these hubs, each team works on these hubs, and then we collaborate between these hubs to form an actual government or a smart city virtually, so that there are different parts of this city or this community are in different locations, and they collaborate with each other. What do you think?
Excellent, Prof. Excellent, Prof. In fact,
right?
I've always said that in Nigeria, I really see COVID-19 as a major opportunity, in that all this that we've been talking about almost 10 years, and every year, every other year, we go to talk about them, the Info Poverty World Conference all these years. I'm particularly very happy that I'm having this become crystallized in Nigeria. And very shortly, this inputs in terms of data, in terms of life activity from each of the states in this country, should be life manifestations of what we should be able to show the world.
Exactly.
In subsequent Info Poverty World Conferences. So that I will not be reading theories any longer.
Right. So I think, so we can set up like a living lab, not just a lab, but a living lab for Nigeria, where you can experiment with different things. All of you can collaborate with each other. And this team of people, like, I don't know, you have 10 or 12 people, that is great. You know, these people can be the main drivers of this, this living lab.
They are.
Okay, so I'm really glad to know all of you and looking forward to it. And let's hope that this becomes a like a long-range relationship between all of us. And I will do whatever I can to help you create a totally. It's best to really do this kind of an experiment. That's why I did not want to have just a lecture and disappear. No. I wanted to have a lecture with the experiments and actually some projects that we can see at the end some results. And I have already some ideas, so we'll just talk through them. Okay?
Great. That's right.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
I will talk to you next week at 2 p.m. your time.
Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you very much, bro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Let's give Prof a clap.
Yes. Great. Outstanding. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye, Prof.
Next week, sir.
Thank you, Professor.
I think we've had a nice day. We've had a long day too. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.